How do you forgive them and move on? If you can't, should you divorce? And then how does the mate trust the mate that cheated? So let's talk cheating and divorce. Papa Freeman?
That's difficult. That is so difficult because when a person cheats, you lose trust. And you will become enraged. First of all, you start accusing yourself. What did I do wrong? What did I do? And sometimes it's not what you did wrong at all. Sometimes it's that individual that's out looking for something, or they could have something in their past. So first of all, don't beat yourself up over because something somebody else has done. Now the Bible says that that's the only reason for you to get a divorce. But if you decide to stay, then what you should do is realize what you're planning on doing. Because first thing you got to do, you got to forgive. You have got to forgive, and that is difficult. That is so difficult. I was looking over in Matthew, the 18th chapter, 21 through 35. It talks about how many times do you forgive a person when they sin against you? How many times? So is it 7 times 7 or 70 times 7? That's a lot of forgiveness. That is a lot of forgiveness. Now, can that be done? It can be done. It can be worked through. So you may have to go outside and get some type of counseling. Get some serious counseling. Because if it happens to me, I'm going to need some serious counseling. And Bailey says she's going to need some serious counseling too. But you got to understand that
Wait, pause, Mama. Can we get that in the microphone, please?
Just a good lawyer.
So you have this hurt individual, and you're going to need some counseling. You're going to need a lot of prayer. But you got to learn to forgive and to move forward if you decide to stay in the marriage. Okay, Pastor, I see you got your mic ready.
No, well, the only thing I was going to say is, because the Bible also talks about when a man lusts after the woman, he's already committed adultery. So there's some of us have not physically, but mentally we've cheated. Quiet in this semi-Baptist church right here. And that's why, you have to be careful. And not just men, but women done it too. Some women have looked at an individual like, oh, no, stop all that. I know I'm exaggerating. But, you just have to be careful of what you look at. And that's why I say all the time, in the city of Atlanta, I go home, bro. I go home. Anyway, next question.
All right, so we have, Pastor mentioned earlier, people don't like to talk about sex and money in the church. So we talked about sex, let's talk money. One of the questions that was submitted, what if you have a mate that has a spending problem, just excessive, frivolous spending? How do you deal with that? How do you talk to them about that? Is it nagging if you continuously talk to them about that?
Cut up all their cards.
All right, Tasha.
No, but Mom, Dad, y'all want to touch that?
If you got a spending problem, you need to sit down and have a serious conversation. You need to have it because you got to understand, if you're not saving anything, then you won't have anything for the future. And you definitely need to have a serious conversation and take that person to counseling, financial counseling, because it is so important that you maintain your household. Because if you don't maintain your household, where are you going to move to? You're going to get put out. You're going to end up having to go back to mom and dad or go wherever you come from. But it is so But you definitely got to have some type of financial counseling, some type of financial seminars to get that person to change that behavior. Because that is a behavior that can be changed. Maybe you don't spend, maybe they need to learn how to spend half as much as they normally spend. Maybe they need to learn how to spend a tenth of what they spend, but you definitely need to have some type of counseling.
What
communication again is very important. You gotta talk it through. And remember that you all have the same goal, working toward the same goal. And in order to make it work, then you have to be on the same page. And if you don't have $20 to buy a pair of shoes, that's within your budget right now, then you gotta let that go. Because we're working for the same goal. We're not enemies, we're not working against each other. We're working for the good of one another. And we're looking out for each other. So keep the communication going.
And one more, PJ? One more, as it
One more
relates to
question?
finance?
Yeah.
We had another one, how do you address single people doing married people stuff as it relates to finances, mixing bank accounts, buying houses, buying property, co-signing things, and there's no marriage, there's no ring, there's no commitment there?
Don't do it.
Would y'all like that?
Don't do it. Now,
Judge
but
Judy said no.
no.
Okay, Judge
yeah.
Judy said
But
no,
you know,
apparently.
and to your, one of the reasons why, and it's funny because a lot of us shook our head about that, but some of us are married and we act like we're single.
Explain.
Meaning, to Dad's point, if you're spending like you're single, then you're doing the exact same thing that question was just proposed. You got your own bank account, you spend it. Well, you can't tell me what to do. I make the money, I do all this, and you might as well be single. If we can't sit down and talk about a budget and do the best we can to stick to this budget, then I ain't the one. If we can't adhere to these rules that we've set, then we'll need to be married. And and I think Mama said it was very, very, very true. A lot of us are getting married later in our lives. So you've been single so long to where can't nobody tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me because it's my money, but no, y'all married. At least, have some conversation about what it is. Now, there's difference between surprises. Well, I'm trying to surprise. I can understand that, but some of us, no. No. Single folks, no. Stop doing that. Stop treating your money like with somebody that you just date. No, bruh, be gone. Whatever. I'm sorry.
And also, if you're gonna do something stupid like that, bring it to me. What you need to do is make sure that you have some type of written agreement or prenup. If you're gonna, because rich people do it all the time. They get married and they don't get married. They have all this money and stuff, and they bring all this stuff in. They do a prenuptial, so that if this thing don't work out, then I get my stuff back, you get your stuff back. That's the only way. But you should, if you're gonna do something like that, But I'm not advocating that you do anything like that. I'm by no means advocating that. But you got to be smart when you go out there and you do things that's going to cause you some harm in the future. Remember, people that live together, like statistics says, people that live together normally, and if you live together for a extended period of time, and you get married, you normally end up getting divorced. That's statistics. So if you're living together and you think that once you get married, everything's going to be okay, there's a good possibility it won't.
Any additional questions or comments from the audience? All right.
Yeah, it's a question concerning prenuptial because as when we get married, we are one. Do you think that a married couple should have prenuptial agreements?
My personal opinion is no. That's my personal opinion, not to have a prenuptial, because you becoming one. How can you become one if you're going in there with a different mindset? If you're going with a different mindset, then I don't think that's going to make everything okay.
We have two more, one on this side and one on this side.
But I feel like some people don't go in a marriage for the good reason. If their person have money, they just want to go for that. So I feel like that's why some like celebrity wise they do a prenup thing.
Well, now remember the foundation that we're talking about here. We're not talking about the everyday foundation. We're talking about a Christian foundation. Now, the Bible said two shall be one. And so you're coming together to be one individual, or one person, or one family. So if you come in with a prenup, then, you're looking at something completely different. Now, people that got money may, oh, Jay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm about to say you're right, because, and again, that's based off the Christian belief and Christian teaching. I just believe if you're marrying somebody, they're not going to take your money.